outside. She's like, no, and not just anybody in the house. Anybody who's in the house on your visits needs to have a background checked. And I was like, okay, bet. And so I made him stay out the house. I was like, you stay out front, do whatever with the storage, with the garden, just don't come inside the house, right? Well, we were all outside, and I had gotten these skin Crayola markers. It's okay for skin. And I drew a puppy on his face and a cat on my face and a cat on her face. And then me and her went inside, and he stayed outside. And we're in my bedroom now, jumping on the bed, doing whatever, just being cute. And all of a sudden, I see something on the corner of my eye, and there's my caseworker and another lady at my bedroom door. Like, first of all, come on in. Like, where's the knock? You know? And she looked at me. She said, I'm suspending your visits immediately. And I was like, why? She's like, I told you anybody around her needs to have a background check. I said, no, you told me anyone in the house. And I said, and she had said something else before where she had switched up. So I had previously asked her, I said, I don't want to have any more phone calls with you. I want everything on email. I need everything written correspondence. And she refused to do that. And then, she told me about the background check on only people who are in the house, right? So then, she's saying she's going to suspend my visits immediately, and she denied that she ever told me that she said anybody in the house, right? So then, but she says your visits are suspended immediately. However, I have a new client I have to go pick up. So I'm going to leave your daughter with you for now. And I'm going to need you then to drive her to the social services at 5 o'clock, which was in like 6 hours. So you're telling me I'm unfit. However, you want me to, okay, whatever. I'm not going to complain because, I want anytime possible, And I do. I drive her over at the time, and the girl that was with her, which I don't even know who this girl was she was a trainee or what, but she was not prepared. She didn't have the right size car seat, and I was like, do you want to just take mine? Like, this is like, I'm the unfit one here? Really? You guys, you gotta be shitting me with this. So then my visits were suspended, and then the one time I was in one of those meetings on the phone, and another girl was talking about how she was with this guy who was beating her and was on heroin. And I reached out to her on a personal level, and I said, here's some emotional support. Why don't you come over for dinner? We could talk if you need a friend. I know it's a hard time. It's a hard time for me too. And she had dinner, and she came with the guy that was beating her and was on heroin or whatever. And I found it hard to talk to her because he was like right there, you know what I mean? Plus, I didn't have that big of an apartment for us to be like having a space. So I was like, hey, you want to go to the store? It's like 1 block away. We'll just get something real quick. And so she was telling me on the walk how he's just abusive, and totaled her car and got her evicted, wrote a letter to her job to get her fired. And I was like, whoa, that's crazy. And after that night, the guy I was with did he got me evicted. He totaled my car. I didn't have a job. I had already been stopped working because I worked in a dental office, and during COVID it was not, so I didn't have a job at the time. I'm sure that would have probably been a game plan, but I'm thinking, how strange is that? 2 different people don't know each other, doing the exact same thing to 2 girls in this program. Like, it's just too much coincidence. That's so strange to me. And I don't know how true this is, but after I was evicted, I had to go, and I went on travel time, and during my travels, I went to Lake Elsinore, and I was staying there. And during that time, someone had told me that CPS workers get a bonus for placing the child in foster care. Now, the fact that these 2 men are doing the exact same thing to 2 girls in the program, that just seems like that the caseworkers are hiring these guys to ensure that there is no place for that place will be, the mother obviously can't have the kid, or father, whatever. It just seems so scripted, and it's just insane to me. How evil. How evil. And then I'm thinking, well, my dad offered up my kid. How is he involved too? Like, what's going on? And then I see a couple of years after that on my dad's computer, and he's got files. He's got everything filed away, and vaulted, like password locked stuff. And on his desktop, this bank thing was there, and he was acting strange. So I'm snooping at this point, and I click on it, and it's an account with him and my brother's name on, which my daughter's with my brother. He adopted her, and and my dad has a motto: what you do for one, you do for the other. So kids wise, he would always do for another. It's an equal thing. And I see the account, and it's got thousands of, like, good amount of money on there, tens of thousands. And I said, Dad, where did you get that money? And he doesn't answer the question. I didn't leave any room for him to go any which way with that answer. But where did you get the money is very direct. And he's like, oh, I have another one with your name on it too. And I was like, that wasn't what I asked. And then that's it. That was the end of that conversation. So I'm thinking, is there a bonus? Well, I'm not sure, because it's not something that you can readily find on the internet. I did ask ChatGPT. I don't know how true it is, again, but I asked in a way that as if it were true, as if I already know it is a fact. I said, how much is the bonus that CPS workers get? And she goes, it depends on the zip code, where they're at. And I'm like, so that kind of tells me there is a bonus. And that's sickening. I mean, I can see why it was developed for maybe the ones that are in group homes, that they would get a bonus for placing them in foster, but not taking them away from the parents. It just is so crooked. And, yeah. It's like, see, it's so much, and there's so much more that has happened since that I'm now again overwhelmed again, because it's like, I don't know where to go from here. But I do remember that the very first feeling that I got intuitively when my dad said that something about CPS being involved was trafficking. The very first thing that came to my mind was trafficking, but I thought it was her, not me. I was wrong. It was for me. I ended up being trafficked after that. And I wish I could say it stopped, but it hasn't, because they still enter my apartment. I've seen signs of it. Just yesterday I woke up and my teeth are bleached. Why are my teeth been bleached when I was sleeping? That's the second time that's happened in the span of these last few years. My neighbors told me that a bald man with glasses and a black man were at my door, and they came in my apartment. And the bald man said that he lived here. Why the hell are these men coming to my apartment? You know what I mean? Oh, see, what is this? Oh, yeah, they're going to try to end this conversation now, obviously. Yeah. Because they have also hacked my phone. My phone has been hacked for the last 5 years as well. They monitor me everywhere I go in this apartment building. Even one of them has told me, they said, when I get off of work, that everyone tells me where you're at, if you're in the laundry room, if you're out front, if you're in your apartment. And I was like, they're so fucking cocky about it, it's not even funny. They don't even care, like, no repercussions, you know? And it's like the way they do it is in a way that it's just so evil. It's just so evil. Because, like, I don't know, I'm sorry, it's just like, it's heavy for me. Every time I leave my apartment, I can tell someone's been in here. They're watching me. They have my phone hacked. I don't even know what to do. They've told me that they have police on the payroll. So, I mean, it makes me like, what's the point of me going with no evidence, you know? I have stains in my underwear from spermicidal lube. It's like, there's a bleachy kind of effect to it. And I'm like, noticing that. I'm like, okay. And then on my travels down south, the guy I stayed down there because I thought he had mental illness, and I felt bad, you know, because, like, he needs a friend, you know. I'm a really good person, you know, and I just feel like I want to help everybody I possibly can. And little did I know, he was one of the traffickers, And one day we were getting some food, and I see him go into the restaurant, grab the bag of food. He takes it to this truck over here with these guys. And what made me, have my antennas up is that he looked at me. It was a weird look. And then the food went with somebody else, and then it came back around. And so he got back in the car, and we're going to his house to eat. And he eats, and I was like stalling, and he goes to his bedroom, and I give my food to the dogs, to which they immediately fell asleep. And then I go back to the car, and I'm looking for any kind of anything, and there was a little gray ripped pill with some white residue in it. And I take it and I put it in my change pocket. And I go back in the house. And then this girl comes over and goes into his room, and I hear her say, and just know I'm listening,